Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are in the world. This is Dr. Jacqueline King, and I am the CEO of Black Women Empowered. And I am here with my longtime friend, I say the doctor, Dr. BJ Murphy.
Oh Lord, doctor.
Look, I'm elevating you.
Go ahead.
How
I
you,
take it.
how
I'm
you
doing
doing,
good.
BJ?
I'm doing great. You're looking all youthful like a teenager
You
tonight.
so,
I mean, this afternoon.
you so good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jackie.
God is good. God is good.
That's right. You just recently celebrated a
Yeah.
birthday, so I want to publicly say happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you so much. And you like 2 months
I
late,
know
but
for 30 days.
all right. So as you come in, tell us where you're tuning in from. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and comment. So BJ and I. First of all, let me just give a little history about me and BJ. We go back. You was with me, BJ, when I started Black Women
Right.
Empowered. Do you realize that's how long it's been?
About almost what?
It's 12 years.
12 years. Wow. But I know it's back in the 2010s when we met, and you were in Greensboro, and I said,
Actually,
"This
it's
is what."
more than that because I started BWE and I started the online in
Oh yeah.
2012.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah. It was early. Yeah, earlier than that. Yeah. So I knew when I met you, I knew you were up to something big. So here we are years later. Again, I'm so proud of what you put together. BWE is the bomb.
Thank you. We try and God has blessed us to grow. Hello, Dr. Linda Gray from Dallas, Texas is on. Let us know where you're coming in from. Share the broadcast, please. So BJ and I started because someone recognized that BW was going to be something that her name would be Beezy Baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she introduced me to BJ on his radio. It was in Charlotte, WGIV.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got good memory now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
WTW.
I never forget BJ. He asked me, he said, what gives you the gall? It's something like that to think you could come here and buy I was in the process of buying a plant, remember,
Yeah.
in the
Remember that?
garage.
Yep.
And you said, what gives you the gall to think you could come here and just buy a plant?
Wow.
I thought it was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, here we are 12, 13 years later, and we still friends and we still
That's right.
making things happen.
That's right. That's right. So we
So
get ready
today,
for the
go
election.
ahead.
I know you want to talk
Huh?
about Kamala.
Yep, that's the buzzword, Kamala or Kamala, as Trump says. I'm just being funny.
Right.
I hate when he messes up her name, Kamala.
Right.
He
Right.
does
Right.
that on purpose. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, about Miss Kamala Harris, um, she's more than qualified
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
to be the president. What is the problem that some people are having embracing that she's brilliant?
Well, we live in United States of America, and you're not supposed to be intelligent. You're not supposed to be the type of person that could lead the general population. If you're black, they have a problem with you. Think about this. We at one point we were not supposed to be able to read. They would kill you if you knew how to read. So don't even think about trying to be the president or a leader over the American citizens of this country, which is a white country, majority, and so you're not supposed to be in leadership. And I have to say this, we can speak honest and frank, can we, on the show?
Absolutely.
So white people generally don't like following black people in anything. Just look at all the jobs where you're the manager. Somebody's always trying to challenge your leadership. And it's the same thing with former President Obama, and she's going to run up against the same thing. But she's different. I think she has a different skill set. Extremely confident, knows how to move in both rooms, white and black. Feels very comfortable in leadership. He was a U.S. attorney general in California. She's a prosecutor. She knows how to argue cases and make her arguments stand. I think she's a, when I saw the Democratic National Convention, I said, man, this lady is made for the part. She looked like she was so comfortable up there. She doesn't stutter. She doesn't stammer. I think she's been waiting all her life for this opportunity. And she reminds me also of one of my college friends. That if I like met her, it seemed like we would be buddies or something like that. But I think she's made for the part. What you think? Oh, did I lose? I lost her. Okay. I think she's coming back, y'all. I know she was letting me talk for a long time without jumping in. So we're waiting for Dr. Jackie King to come back on, y'all. We lost it for
I was clear my.
Okay.
I'm back. Yeah, you're right. We already had a black president. They don't want another one. God knows.
Right.
2 in our lifetime.
Man.
That's too much, ain't it?
Yeah. That's a lot, and this is, I guess, one of the questions we have to ponder about is, what should we expect if she gets in the White House? What should you be asking her to do on behalf of our poor, suffering black brothers and sisters who can't afford groceries? The rent is so high. You know what I'm saying? We need help. We need a friend in the White House. And hopefully that she'll be able to do some of the things that's in her mind to do. But we'll have to wait and see, because we don't know what her platform is. She's a fresh face on the political scene, but I believe she's going to try to do some things. What do you think?
Well, if you follow her, which I do, I try to catch it every time she goes live. That's what she talks about. And here's the thing that kind of bothers me. They always talk about the middle class, but what about under the middle class? What about those folks?
Yeah. What is fall in? I was doing. I'm glad you said that, because you look at the black income, right? So 27% of us make between 25,000 and 50K, right? And then you got 15% of us make between 50 and 75K. And then you got 7.6% of black people that make 75 to 100K, and 9.4% to make over $100,000. And so, 17% of us actually living below the poverty line. And for an individual, that's like $15,000, and a family of 4 making $31,000. That's like living under the poverty line. And so, a lot of people living under the poverty line.
But that's always been, the government has always talked about the middle class, and it's something that has always bugged me. Middle class, what happens to the people that are not even at that level? Right. We don't even talk about
the poor. I mean, nobody ever says anything about the poor.
We don't talk about the homeless.
Right.
Don't
talk about the poor. So who was Jesus concerned with? He was concerned with the least of these. Right. So, I mean, look, come on now. I mean, we have a moral dilemma, and people are afraid to speak the truth about what we're looking at. And we don't have a pot to end, and we need somebody to make some decisions on our behalf, because they always want the black vote. You come to our churches, you're rallying around the black community.
That's the only time we see them is election time.
Right. And then in the other time, go sit down and we'll let you know when we need you again. And a lot of people, I heard Steve Harvey say that, we shouldn't try to press Kamala Harris for any of her policy issues, but why not? Are we just voting because we don't want Trump to get in the White House?
That's a big part of it.
Right, that's a big part of it. And are we voting for our enlightened self-interest about what we want. Because when you vote, you're voting for the person to say, I feel just like they feel, and I'm gonna vote for this person. Everything they be saying, I agree with, and this is who I'm gonna vote for. That's how voting works, right?
No, it's not. Because see, here's the way I look at it. And I tell people this, and I'm glad you said that because it leads right into what I wanted to talk about. So the Christians, those Christians that are Trump supporters, they say that they're Trump supporters because he's against abortion, he's against gay
Yeah.
marriage. Okay, so for me, I look at it like this. Kamala has more things that align with my values than Trump does.
Right.
So a friend used to say to me, you eat the meat and spit out the bones. That
Mm.
doesn't mean I support gay rights, and it doesn't mean that I support abortions. It means that she has more things that align with what I believe in.
Right. And
And
it's politics. Yeah.
if these so-called Christians can get that in their heads, that it's really not about abortion and gay rights. It's about so many other things.
Yeah. And that's the muddy water of politics. I mean, that's just what it is. It is. If your politician is compromises, and if you're not for LGBTQ or abortion, and black people are pretty conservative about how they feel about those type things as
Absolutely.
well. When you talk about housing and where we're going right now in the country, where people can't afford to pay $1,700 for 2-bedroom, $1,800. Oh my God! I mean, I got mad when I first moved into my place in Charlotte. But I think it was 2014. I was paying $995, and they ended up paying $1,500. I said, we got to go. We got to
I
get
know
up out of
that's.
here.
Let
And
me
then
just
where
give
you go? Where are
hello.
you going to go?
I just want to say hello to Shayla, Ursuline, Teresia, Renee, and Nana. Please share the broadcast. This is an important topic. So the people who are not on here, they can see it later. But you're right. You know, Indiana is like, believe it or not, one of the cheapest places to live in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the top 10. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne is. So you can get a house that would in North Carolina would be $1 million. You can get it here for $500,000, 400,000. But it depends on where you live. But people are struggling. They're
Mm-hmm.
struggling everywhere. Even the ones here are struggling because guess what? If you're paying 400,000 or 200,000, you're not making the money that they're making in New Jersey. You're not making the money that they're making in New York. So it's really just kind of comparable to what the salary is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I'm the type of person, I refuse to pay that much for this type of house. It ain't worth no $400,000. Back in the late 90s, that house was $175,000. Of course, we know the housing prices go up, but I'm not crazy. Like, I'd rather drive. Like, people are choosing to drive an hour and 30 minutes out to find a more affordable home and then drive into these major cities. And that's what you're going to have to do unless you move in with mom and them,
Mom and them.
mom and them cousin, Uncle Frank and all them. They got an extra room. We may have to bunk up just to survive. You look, the where we are right now, y'all. We just need to plan to survive. Black people know how to survive, and we gotta
Oh, you
kill
telling
this
the
false
truth.
pride.
Look, and we had some beans
Come on now.
and some rice.
Mm,
What?
good eating,
And stress that out. Get you some cornbread.
right? And have it put that go back in that garden, get that plow out of that storage room, and let's go back to how we grew up. We done got fancy, and now we in trouble. You can't afford. Look, the average car payment is what $600 now for a new
I
car.
don't know. I ain't had a car payment. I'm driving a car that's a 2007,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks good, and I am going to continue to drive it as long as it is riding. Now it's a high end car, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie, but let me tell you what, it looked good, and I'm gonna keep on doing it.
Hey,
Linda Gray says the bottom line is about
yeah,
greed and status quo.
I was
It
about to
is
say that.
enough money here, and the Lord said the poor would inherit
Mm,
the earth.
come on, Linda Gray. Now she teaching the truth right there. But
That's Doctor Linda
Dr. Linda
Gray.
Gray. So Dr. Linda Gray, because our problem is, do we really believe in God, or are we pretending to put our complete trust in him? Because you
Mhm.
can't
We
put
just did we
your
just did it. We just did a
well,
thing yesterday on faith. Go ahead.
right. Because you can't, I mean, Kamala Harris with her beautiful self is a politician. Donald Trump with his crazy self is a politician. We can't put our trust in the United States government as black people when we've been here for 400 years and you still haven't gotten the benefit of voting, because voting is necessary, but voting alone is not going to save black people. And I don't know why we're not saying this on the mainstream media. I don't know why we're not trying to unify our people in the neighborhoods so we can gather together in clusters and make sure, like our parents did, like our parents and our grandparents did. I don't know why, we just don't love each other enough. It's fake love that's going to be the demise of us as a people in the United States of America. So no matter who gets in the White House, you think that the food prices and the rent is going to go down in the next 5 years dramatically? No, it's not. And so now we got
Yeah,
to survive. You got to have an alternative plan with voting. You got to have an alternative plan, Jackie. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
and that's what we talk about. You and I talk about this all the time. Coming together. That's why we have the directory, the online directory. So we can come together and support each other. I buy from you, you buy from me. We come together. We pull our money together. If we pull all our money together, man, we could have our own everything.
Mm, 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 mm. And what's wrong with that?
Am I
What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring up another subject that I know a lot of people don't like talking about, which is a moral dilemma for me personally, is the United States role with what's going on in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza, right? So how does God look at what's going on, right? And we call that the so-called Holy Land, but it ain't nothing holy about it. The way they act over there, right? And so if over 40,000 people have been killed by weapons that America sends. So we got to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to
Yeah,
talk
it's
about it.
real.
I mean, I'm
It's
not talking we
real,
got to.
but
Mhm.
it's real, but see, you know, I, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I can't say that I'm for either side, because if Hamas started the war, and they may have had a reason, but ain't nobody gonna. That's just like, and when you was in school, if somebody hit you, you remember your mama told you you better not, you you better come home a victor, not
Right.
beat up, right? You know
Yeah.
that's what they used to tell us, right?
Right. But I guess when is
So
enough? Enough. I mean, like,
it's
so
too
many
much.
people being killed. Yeah. I mean, they'd have gone
It's too much, but
beyond
it's both
limits.
sides. It's both
Mhm.
sides.
Yeah.
It's both
And so,
sides.
right. So this is Brother BJ talking. It's like one day we all have to answer to the Lord of creation of our response to what we see happening to his people, no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like I said, it's a moral dilemma that everybody has to grapple with. We ain't got to really go deep into it, but I think that's an issue that is hidden behind a curtain. Don't go over there. Don't stay away from that. Don't talk about that now. We got to get through this and see. But
I know,
listen, the same
but
thing that you see happening in other places somehow sometimes makes its way over to affect us in some way too.
Oh, it's always going to affect us because we're always going to be in the mix. But Shayla is on the money. She says, stay focused. She wants to talk about Project 2025.
Right. Now I'm still
All
doing my
right.
research on that. What do you know about that?
Well, I mean, I hadn't read all gazillion pages.
Yeah.
I only, listen to what I hear, and so really, basically, what they're trying to do is take us back, take everything that we have back. They don't
Right.
want us to. They want to cut Social Security. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut. They already are cutting the lunches, free lunches in the school. They don't want the poor people to have anything. They want to give everything to the wealthy, and
How
that's the
about
bottom line. That
how
about
about
sums it up.
as a new
Huh?
name for a policy that's already been in place for decades when it concerned black people? You know what I'm saying? What's our project? We concerned about Project 2025. What's black people's project? This is the problem. We're reactive to what people are doing to us. What's our response to being oppressed in the United States? What is our agenda for our children? Are we going to continue to send them to the public school to churn out more, you know, defective products in the education? We need to control. If you want the type of child that you dream of, then you're gonna have to control that education. That means that you're gonna have to make a decision. And I'm gonna tell you what I did. I pulled my son out of public school, and I had him, and I had a book, and I would get my little notebook, piece of paper, and I a um write out a lesson plan for him, and I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, help me to keep my child and get him to where he'll be a respectable young man. My son is doing 22 years old. He's doing way better than me financially. He out on the road driving trucks, just wheeling and dealing. And when my son was in public school and the teacher kept asking me to come out there and see about his behavior, I said, man, y'all not going to ruin my child and try to, mess up his future. So I said, I'm taking him out. Everybody got mad at me. My mom, my mother-in-law, like, that boy ain't gonna learn nothing. You trying to make him. I said, man, look, I only got one shot to make it right. And so we took a chance, and I think more people should believe that they have the ability to teach their child more than what some stranger would do. I think we at the point that you could take we see. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Got me all hot and bothered.
No, so but I mean, I agree. If you can do it, BJ, everybody can't do that
Yeah.
because everybody don't have the flexibility to be able to take their. What are you doing? Reading the comments?
Yeah.
But I mean, we do have to start building our own communities.
Thank you.
Linda said integration killed the public schools. And my parents went to school in North Carolina. They went to all black school. They didn't have no white people in their schools. That's what it was. But we have to take responsibility for our own future. That's the bottom line. Until we cannot wait on the government to do anything for us. It'd be nice if we can get Kamala elected, in my opinion, as opposed to what we have, the alternative.
Absolutely.
But it's time for us to step up and take responsibility for ourselves. Building communities, building schools, building malls, banks, credit unions. That's where it's going to be, where they can't control it.
Yeah. Well, if Trump gets in office, I can guarantee you that he will continue what he started the first time around, that he will descend America into hell on a rocket ship. You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
What they got planned. And then if Kamala gets in, you have some grace for us to get ourselves together and have a window of opportunity for Black people to unite, hopefully get some resources out of her being in office. And we need to organize ourselves in our neighborhoods so we can survive.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why.
Go ahead.
I don't know why our leaders are not championing the call to say we need to unite in our neighborhoods and do for ourselves, or we're going to suffer the consequences of being divided. We don't love each other enough, and we don't love our children enough, because we getting ready to get up out of here and pass off the scene, and we're going to leave our children, who was the greatest generation of Black people that we've ever produced. They need guidance. They're fearless and they're ready to do something, but we're not guiding them properly.
There's a lot of work that has to be done, BJ, but we cannot, like I said, point fingers. It's time to get up and do something.
That's right.
Get off of your behind. And someone else said something. The politics is always going to play a part in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And local politics is crucial. Who you get in your local city council and all that matters. It really does. So you can't just wait till the presidential election and go out there and vote, because the people who are local, they actually have more power. You look at the Senate and the House. The president really don't have that much say. The Senate and the House does.
That's right.
Am I lying?
No, you telling the truth. And voting intelligently, like in a unified block. Like, we want this local prosecutor to be on the bench. We want this person to be in. We want this county commissioner to be in. And we got to have a unified block to tell that person, look, this is what we want. We're going to put our weight of our vote behind you. But if you don't do what we want, you get in office. And what happens most of the time in these local elections is these people get around this money and then they sell us out.
That happens a lot.
We voted for you because we believed in you, but you left us out here by ourselves. But
that's kind of hard to know. I mean, it's kind of hard to know what they're going to do, because they promise you the world. Then they don't deliver. So, I mean, how do you rectify that, PJ?
Yeah, I guess you got to you got to punish people when they don't do what you want to do by voting them out and then meaning what you say. And, the Black community doesn't have any kind of leverage because they know we're going to vote Democratic, right? And so they don't worry about.
But the majority of them, yes.
Yeah, they don't worry about. I'm a registered independent, but I would lean Democrat. I've never voted for a Republican person in my life, but I just think that it's time for us to you need to have people on both sides. We need some strong brothers that infiltrate the Republican Party and say, I'm over here acting like I'm a Republican, but I'm really with y'all. I'm just going to get on this side. That's politics, right? You're establishing a beachhead behind enemy lines.
The brothers that we got over there. Ooh, they scary. And we're gonna take a quick minute and do a commercial break, and we're gonna be right back. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try that again.
And attracting potential customers. 2. Support and networking.
It's kind of lagging. Not sure what's happening.
Fosters a supportive community.
All right.
Of Black women entrepreneurs and professionals. By joining, businesses gain access to valuable networking opportunities, mentorship program.
Okay, we're having technical difficulties. I'm not sure what it is. Might be my computer. So we'll get back to that. But back to what we're saying, that's what BWE has been doing, trying to get people to come together
Yes.
and make a difference, right? That's what we talk about all the time. That's what we do. We have close to 4 million followers on social media.
Wow.
If we cannot make a difference with 4 million followers, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
I like what Sandy.
What you said?
Yeah, I'm liking what Sandy Major said. She's talking about our black homes are divided and not united in today's world. How do we bring our black families together? And that's what you've been doing, because it's the women. Y'all been doing the yeoman's job of keeping us together. We love the sisters. We love what you're doing here. We need to support you and get more people involved in black women empowered, and sisters like Sandy who want to see us together. It's so hard for us to be together because we just don't love deep enough. Our egos won't allow us to say that I'm wrong about something. I got a cousin of mine that she fell out with me over a disagreement, and we got this text thread in our family when people having birthdays, and I say happy birthday, cuz I tried to call her. I think she blocked my number and stuff. But I'm saying, come on, y'all. I mean, is it that serious that we all are going to be out of here and die? You know what I'm saying? And we grew up together, and you mean to tell me we don't? You say you love God and you love the Lord, and we can't have a conversation to settle our differences? This is the problem, that we won't atone with one another and pointing out the wrong of if I offended you. I don't have a problem saying that I am sorry if I offended somebody, because I want us to have a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? It hurts me to know that we can't even have a conversation that everybody's not going to like you, including family members. So I just
more
think
more of them than not than the other ones, sometimes.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is,
Mhm.
We're here to talk about Kamala. Kamala, regardless to what you say, she's the most qualified person that's running.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
I if you follow us on TikTok, I put up a video from a former Republican, and he said, and you can go to our TikTok, it's at Black Women Empowered, and see it. He said that he's voting for Kamala. He said, I don't agree with everything that she says. He said, but I don't agree with anything Trump is doing.
Right.
And pretty much he's tearing up our country. And he says, by voting for her doesn't make you a Democrat, it makes you a patriot. That's what he said.
Wow.
And it's powerful, because
Yeah.
he said it's time to dump Trump. I'm not, don't get mad at me, I'm saying what the man said. This is a white man.
Right. Right.
He said it's time to dump Trump.
Yeah.
So the point is, he doesn't care about us.
No. We tired of that.
I do believe her sincerity. What'd you say?
No, I said I think white people are getting tired of that act. You know what I'm saying? Of what he's doing. I just don't see any good coming out of him, and the white people that follow him, he's their last champion for them
to get rid of us.
Huh?
To get rid of us.
Yeah,
I said to get rid of us.
Yeah, pretty much give you a hard time. We don't have no future in this unless we unite and come together. Now, after she gets in office, then what, right? I mean, we still gotta keep working to unite everybody.
And we're gonna have to put pressure on her to
Yeah.
get something done. Like, you still got another term, and you need to follow through what you promised to do.
Right.
We got to
Yes.
hold her, write letters or whatever it takes to, hold her feet to the fire, as they say.
Right. Right.
Right?
Yeah, and keep her safe in this racist world because if Obama
Mhm.
got a whole bunch of death threats, she gonna get a whole bunch of death threats. So we got to protect uh, Kamala, and pray for her that she'll be safe and make it through this hour that we're about to go through.
Absolutely. To
America,
cover him.
yeah, America's in trouble spiritually because we are doing things that God is angry with. We talk like this because we're on BWE. America is doing things in the face of God, the evil that they promote, and they make evil fair seeming, and people have to make a decision about how they want to present themselves before the Lord of creation. And he said, do you see all this stuff going on and you agreed with them? You went along to go along to get along, and you said you with me? That's why he said in scripture, depart from me, you workers of iniquity, because I know you not. I don't want to be in that crowd.
Preach, brother.
Don't want to be in that crowd. He said when he coming back with a sword dripping with blood at the head of 10,000, and judgment first takes place in the house of God. So that means he coming into church, he coming into mosque, he coming into synagogue, he coming into Hebrew temple, he coming everywhere where his name is remembered, but not practiced. And I'm gonna get you first before I get the wicked. Y'all together. You know what I'm saying? So we got some decisions to make. God is real, and his power is he about to show it. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to God will not be mocked, right?
That's right.
So if we think that we're going to mock God with all this stuff, like if you thought Sodom and Gomorrah was bad, that's like Six Flags over Georgia back then. It was lightweight. But what we doing today in God's face, when you can't tell who a man and a woman is, I got a mama and I got a dude with a wig on, and I'm trying to say, well, I guess it is a woman. Man, come on, brothers and sisters. Come on now. Don't play with yourself like that. I'm not going to play with myself. I'm not going to act like I'm dumb. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go
No,
there.
you're
But
fine. I'm reading comments. Wanda says, I'm trying to see what she said. One aspect of helping Kamala get things done is understanding the role that Congress plays. It's difficult for a leader to get things done when they don't have a posse in place that will execute the leader's plan. So let me tell you what you said about that. That still goes back to, who we vote for. Whoever we vote in Congress and in the House, they're gonna really, that's who runs everything.
Right.
Really. So you vote for Kamala till Jesus come back, but if you voting for the wrong people in the House and the Senate, still in trouble, because if she don't have both sides, she's struggling anyway.
Yeah. And I like what she said. You got to have a posse on the ground that's going to execute, the plan and everything. So, but we got to have everything going on at the same time, like the grassroots community, people, the people who are know about politics and know policy and know how to articulate it well. They got a role, and everybody has a role, right? It ain't one dimensional. So we need to get like organized. The people who are have those skill sets. You go out and talk, you do that, brother and sister. That's what you do. And you got this other group. This is what we do. This we feed people. We educate, blah, blah, blah. And we just need to get supremely organized, because this is not for us. This is for the children. We're involved in something now where you will not see the outcome, because we'll be dead and passed off the scene. But what we do today and our time, and think about this. Who are we that you are living in a time like this? You had two, well, I'm gonna say two black presidents, but possibly another black president, right? We are the richest former slaves in the history of the world. And we have we're the most educated former slaves in the history of the world. We got all this education and we have the resources, but we will not pool it and come together. And we'll this is going to be our fault, black people of today, if we don't capitalize off of it. And you're going to have some courage. You're going to have to be the type of person that I'm not going along to get along, to be your friend when my people are suffering like this. And if being your friend means that I have to compromise principles of truth, yours is a friendship I don't need and don't want. I don't care what color you are. If you are fighting against me for freedom, justice, and equality, you my enemy, whether you black or white. God wants us to be free. God gave us a green card when he gave us a birth certificate. I'm free. You know what I'm saying? Don't put no limits on me. So we need that type of mentality that we need to be free and get these shackles off of our minds and act like free black men and women and fight for our children.
And that's true, and it is a mindset. If anybody follows me on LinkedIn, I share a lot of stories of black people winning. I know you see it, BJ, and I do that on purpose, because
yes,
the more you see it, the more you believe it.
I love it.
And what they're trying to do is make you think that you're not good enough. I'm showing one lady story I showed the other day. She used to work in a laundromat. Now she owns a laundromat.
Wow, good.
I mean, but I share stories like that all day long.
Beautiful. That's
And
right.
it's purposeful, because whatever you believe in your mind, that's what it is.
That's right. That's right. You know, we the original people of the planet, y'all. We the first in the light of the sun. You know, we the creators nation. We the most creative people on the planet. America wouldn't be nothing without us. We built America. Our blood,
Absolutely.
sweat, and tears is in the soil of America. Don't let these people make us think that we nobodies, but they don't have anything for us to do anymore. And so that's why that's a whole other show about the immigration and the Hispanic brothers and sisters. They come over here and they indoctrinate them to think that we are lazy. We are dust, that you can just move, inanimate matter, that you can move from place to place. We have no aim and purpose, but they don't know that we built this. And you got to remind them that this is our country, so we ain't going nowhere. And if you mess with us, you watch what God gonna do to you. So God,
Right,
look, God is with us. But the question is, are we with him? Are we putting our complete trust in him to save us? And you gotta learn how to depend totally on God. God want to know, do you trust me more than you trust them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to keep
and you make a valid point. You make a valid point, because here's what I say, and I gotta go, because I got still. I mean, I have another appointment at 4:00.
Okay.
But one thing I can say is, remember when Trump won the last time? We was all bummed out. Everybody was bummed out. But when you think about it, I mean, just really think about it. How many of us really were affected by it? Not many.
About
we
what?
were already affected by him being the president. Be honest. We weren't
Mm,
really affected by him being the president because we weren't
mm.
we were already there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
It didn't hit us like it hit some people
yes,
because
yeah,
we were. I'm just being honest.
right, right, right,
Uh,
yeah,
I'm not saying I want him in because I don't, but
mm-mm.
we are survivors. We
That's right.
survived no matter what. We survived Reaganomics, who they love to tote Reagan.
Yeah,
We survived both of the Bushes. We survived.
that's
We're
right. That's right.
survivors,
So we'll see what
right?
God got. He's the he's the ultimate judge, and his active and permissive will. As we didn't think that he was going to be the president first time. You
Woo,
know,
Lord, I sure didn't.
right? That
People saying
shocked
I
us.
knew it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not know it. I didn't see it coming. I didn't.
Right,
I was blindsided.
right. So
But
we need
that's
to.
why you can't stay home this time thinking that Kamala got it because she having all these crowds and the polls show she up by 2 or 3 points. That's not your reason to not vote. You're going to have to get out there, everybody. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to take some people with you. You're going to have to get out there and vote. And for me, I'm flooding the airways with stuff on her and stuff. I've been doing it. Somebody told me, this is a Christian site. You shouldn't have that on there. I said, well, I tell you what, since it's my site, if you don't want to read it, get off.
That's right. Go ahead. Yeah, because it's like the post game when she gets in. What's the post game plan for Black America when Kamala gets in office? And that's where we lose that because we vote somebody in, then everybody go back to doing what they're doing. Oh, they got it. Now we're gonna have to change our strategy.
Yes, we're going to have to hold, like I said, hold her feet to the fire.
Yeah.
That's, right now she's talking a good game. She wants to be for the union. She wants to be for the middle class because her mother was a single mom and struggled or whatever. And they lived in an apartment till they could get a house. I mean, she has the American story pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Yeah.
But what is she going to do about it? It's one
Right.
thing to talk about it because that's not your lifestyle now. You're a very wealthy woman. You're a lawyer. Your husband's a lawyer. You ain't hurting now.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do for the people who are where you used to be?
Mm.
Right.
That's remains to be seen. So yeah. So
So that's
like I
what I'm
said,
saying. We have to make sure that when we do, uh, Shayla says, will we survive Project 25? No, child, I reject that. I reject that we even going to have to deal with that foolishness.
mm,
I really do.
yeah.
Because Bible says, speak those things that be not as though they were.
Wow. Well, I enjoyed talking with you about this. May God bless everybody that's on this line that we will make decisions. But I keep my hope and trust is in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who
And
get in,
it
I put,
never should be in person. That's
yeah,
right. You're right.
I put my complete trust in him, whoever get in office, because I know one thing. If we don't find a way into each other's arms and unite as a people, it's over with. And don't forget, y'all, America is under divine judgment because of what they did to us. Don't ever put that to the side. Oh, slavery is over. No. That ain't over because you have not gotten any justice. After former President Barack Obama got in, more of us was killed on camera. We getting tired of seeing black people slaughtered on your cell phone every night, and you don't get no kind of justice. So that's going to be dealt with, but you ain't going to deal with it. He going to deal with it. I'm talking about God going to deal with it. All we got to do is get yourself righteous and get out of the way of what's coming. And that'll take care of everything else. Righteousness is the key to victory for Black people. So God going to be on our side. We need him on our side, and God is on the side of the righteous.
Amen. And I think one of the things that we have in our favor with Kamala is that she is a prosecutor. She knows the game. She already knows. I mean, that's a big deal there.
Yeah. And we'll see how she handles herself.
She deals with criminals. Huh?
Yeah. We'll see how she handles herself in the upcoming debate that's coming up in a few days. Yeah.
Yep. It's next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody for coming on. Continue to share the broadcast because BJ and I are going to be doing some pop. So let's talk about some of the stuff we have before we go. We've got the radio broadcast. We have our own radio station. I don't know why that keeps coming up. Is on, and so you can go to Black Women Empowered. Down the bottom, blackwomanempowereddirectory.com, and you can listen to our gospel radio station. We've had it up, but it's now connected where all you can do is go there and click on it. And it'll take you right to the radio station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thanks to Dr. BJ Murphy, who is the engineer behind all that. We are going to be having some opportunities to advertise on there. Maybe even have your podcast played on our station, but there's going to be opportunities. And then talk about the media, BJ.
Yeah, because one of the things we wanted to do, social media, the new media space, what we're doing right here. I know a lot of you want to do and have shows and talk about your particular points that you want people to know about. And we want to teach podcasting. Just a little background. I got 40 years in the game of radio. Been around, worked all around the country: Chicago, Dallas, DC, Baltimore, Kansas City, Greensboro. And so I like to teach what I know. I'm going to be doing a podcasting course for HBCU students around the country coming up in about 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that. I just want to share what I know about media and teach it to people. Anybody, it doesn't matter what age you are. All of us want to learn how to communicate better. So
if you want to reach us, you can go to the directory and contact us through the directory, blackwomanempowereddirectory.com. You also can email us at info@blackwomanempowered.org. And if you want to get into that, but we're going to be doing some advertising on that too. And also on advertising on the radio and podcasts as well. So, churches, actually, we have a lot of stuff that's coming up. We're even going to be offering opportunity to get an interview like this, get your interview on our station, our channel. That's with close to 4 million followers we have. That's what we have going. So BJ, thank you so much. We're going to come back. We've been talking about doing this for a while, but we kind of, BJ's the procrastinator. It's not me. No, I'm just kidding.
Lord. You're right. And if anybody wanted to, talk with me offline and some of the points we made, you can hit me up on my Facebook, BJ Murphy Show, on Instagram, BJ Murphy Media, TikTok, BJ Murphy Show. Just type in BJ Murphy Show and Google me. You'll find me.
And he's also in the directory.
Yeah, I'm in the directory.
Go to Black Women Empowered Directory and reach him that way. It's probably going to be the easiest way to reach him because you got to remember all that.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. As I say always, I love you. Nothing you can do about it. BJ will be back here very soon.
All right. Thank you. Peace out.